Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Melanie and I'm super jazzed to be here, as always. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my April monthly spread. It turns out the month of March, I ended up burning the candle at both ends for the whole month. Even my spread, if you guys haven't checked out the video, I'll link it in the description below, but even my March monthly spread was full of color, and in March I started so many different projects on the property and was back to work, and a lot of new things and great shifts and changes took place in March. So to be honest, April is feeling like a restorative relaxation and rest month for me. So I went with the April showers approach instead of the bright, happy-go-lucky flowers that we so often see everywhere in the spring, which I love and I am excited to get back to in May. But I wanted to give myself a little bit of a emotional reprieve and a calm sanctuary effect in my bullet journal for the month of April. So we went with some grays and blues. It's pretty muted and neutral compared to most spring spreads. Before we head over to the desk, I do want to say I got so much of my inspiration for this spread from the YouTube channel AmandaRachLee, I believe. I will link to the exact video that I'm talking about in the description below. She does a beautiful April, I think it's even the month of April. She does a beautiful rain spread. She has wonderful colors. I liked her clouds. Let's head over to the desk. I'm excited to show you.
Alright, first step is I take my fine liner and I just start outlining some rough clouds. I'm going to go in and add some more detail, which will make them pop off the page and look quite 3D a little later on, but I just want to roughly sketch in where I'm going to be placing the clouds for my calendar page. If you have been watching my Pagan Plan with Me's for a while, then you will know I have developed a love for trapdoors or Dutch doors, not trapdoors, I say that every time. But I've really started to enjoy cutting things out of my bullet journal, so I'm cutting this lovely little cloud out. On the one side, I'll have my monthly to-dos, like YouTube videos I want to make or training I want to go through with Ripley, and on the other side, I think I'm going to put some type of poem. Once that is cut out, I continue on drawing some clouds in on the other side of the page. I like how this Dutch door layers with clouds on both sides. It makes it very interactive to me and it's fun to flip around.
Walk around and see.
Like I've mentioned a few times now, I'm not used to using a lot of color in my bullet journals or in art in general. I tend to like to have one or two colors and usually they're neutral. So I'm happy with this April spread that I've kind of gone a more muted, neutral selection of colors. I've got a few different grays, one cool, one warm. Obviously I'm using black and then just a nice deep midnight blue, if you will, for some significant titles and details. So I'm happy that it's a very calm color palette.
Looking by side, what you see is what you get. Working down in misery. Down in misery.
I've talked about the inspiration for these clouds being AmandaRachLee's rain spread that she did. I really loved the texture that she added in, so I went through all of my clouds and did some kind of shading with my black fine tip pen, but now I'm going through with a cool gray just to add some more depth, and I feel like it makes it pop really, really well. So again, thank you, AmandaRachLee.
Just see around, see the stars above in heaven.
Because I am intending to write on my Dutch door cloud, I don't go in and add as much texture because I need to write on the cloud on both sides. So I just outlined that one with some gray and did some little extra detailed lines, but I kept it pretty simple.
Working down in misery. Working down in misery.
As you can tell, there is an entire extra row to the bottom of my calendar, so I decided to cut out a little band-aid. Yay for creative problem solving. I do think that this band-aid is hidden well though, with the clouds on either side and the title for my tarot card of the month underneath the calendar. So I don't think you can notice. I feel like I hid it fairly well. Maybe next time I will use a ruler or pay at least a little bit more attention. My head can't be that far off in the clouds, apparently. Underneath my calendar is where I like to put my tarot pull for the month. I have an entire how-to, or at least how I did a tarot reading for my whole year in advance, and how I recorded that in my bullet journal yearly pages, so I'll link to that video in the description below. But long story short, I have a tarot card that is a focus for each month of the year. For April, it is Queen of Pentacles. So underneath the calendar, I will write down the keywords and key phrases that are associated with the Queen of Pentacles, so I can keep this at the forefront of my focus and kind of see my month of April through the Queen of Pentacles lens. That is just the practice I've chosen to do this year with the yearly tarot pulls, and I've been really enjoying it so far. I think this is the first time you're seeing me use that deeper, darker midnight blue for the titles. I like having the cooler colors. It makes me think of a spa room and obviously rain. So I think it worked out well, and I am always happy with one or two intense colors, but a relatively monochromatic or neutral spread. So I'm back in my comfort zone for the month of April. These are my monthly kind of to-do lists for YouTube and for training Ripley. I usually try to do about 4 videos on YouTube a month, so this is kind of just where I list down the videos I want to make in April, and then our training focuses or things I want to achieve with my 7-month-old puppy Ripley for the month. So it's just a nice month-specific tracker. Even though I do my seasonal trackers, these are specific things to the month of April. A few of the key words for the Queen of Pentacles tarot card would be dependable, nurturing, warm-hearted, sensuous, generous, and Mother Earth. And a few of the key phrases are realistic view of life, creative and resourceful, matter-of-fact attitude, feeling secure and more of a homebody, home living, desire to help people, reliable, and loyal. So those are a few of the focus areas for the month of April. With the calendar done, my monthly tarot card written out, and my YouTube and Ripley goals or to-do lists done, we move on to the rolling weeklies. Like I mentioned before, I am not a diehard by a specific rolling weekly spread design, and I change it around a lot. With April, I just wanted to be a little less regimented, and I wanted to feel freer and to be a little less strict about my agenda and productivity. So I decided to go with some airy little bubbles around some of the dates, and I think I do like 3 or 4 different actual layouts on this one page. It looks chaotic, but at the end of the day, I am interested to see how this style works out for me. I didn't want to have a lot of empty space in this spread, and I wanted the pages to feel full and compact, which is why I think I put 3 weeks on this one page. I wanted it to be full, and I liked that the gray was light enough that I could line out some of the areas that I was writing in, and it filled the page with color and some interest, but it didn't make it too busy, and I could clearly write over top of it. Something else that I'm doing a bit different for the month of April is pre-creating every week. In the month of March, I left the last week or two unmade so that I could add to the spread later on. And I always find my motivation to create another pretty weekly rolling page after my initial setup of the month is very limited and pretty much non-existent. So I figured it was best to do all of the days written out now, or else I don't think I would have gone back to do it again, like I didn't for the month of March. There is no last week of the month of March in my bullet journal for this year because I didn't want to make a page pretty after I put all my felts away, and maybe that's really lazy of me, but I had other priorities. So in the month of April, we're putting her all on paper right away. Real simple for the last 2 weeks of April. I just went with this weird little bubble border on all of the days and filled in an area at the bottom with the gray for some notes. I like to have some room just to free write in my journal so that it can record and hold important dates and memories for me and give me grounding when I look back on these books in the years to come. Alright guys, final little flip through of the complete monthly spread for April 2021. I'm really happy with how creative and airy it feels, and I'm really excited for this month to be restful. This is the poem I chose. It's called The Storm. In fury and in terror, the tempest broke. It tore up the pine and shattered the oak. Yet the hummingbird hovered within the hour, sipping clear rain from a trumpet flower.
Like I mentioned, Amanda Lee Rachel's spread that I got inspired by for my monthly spread is going to be in the description below, so remember to check that out if you would like. Hope you guys vibed with my April showers spread. I know it is a little chaotic. I like it. I was very regimented in March and I got a lot done. I made a lot of videos. I was very action oriented and I had a lot of projects get started in March. In April, I'm leaning into the go with the flow, nice chill rainstorm energy, and the different ways of doing the rolling weeklies made me feel like I had creative leeway to relax and to sink into some more organic, calm, balanced, natural cycles as opposed to the regimented achievement based practice that I was living for March. So we're looking for a change of pace, and I feel like playing with my rolling weeklies allowed me to have that feeling. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my April 2021 rain shower spread. I am so looking forward to a calm April, a relaxing month that gets us ready to go for May and June, and welcoming in the summer gardens and all of the work here on the homestead.
As always, I hope you guys have a great month, and I'm going to dance on out of here.